recording a game using an OBS scene. Start OBS, we'll create a new scene, and call it Game Capture. Now that we have our scene set up, we'll check our settings to make sure everything's good. Always set your scene up before you check your settings. The reason being is the audio settings are tied to the scenes, not the profile. So if you create your scene first and then go check all your settings, then you make sure you have everything tied to your scene. So 3 things we want to check is our output, advanced, click on recording, type is standard. This is the path where you want to save your videos. Turn this if you don't want any spaces in your file names. File type is MP4, audio track is 1. Encoder, if you have an NVIDIA card, video card, use NVIDIA, if not, X264. We're not rescaling output. We're not creating any extra mixer settings. Rate control, CBR, 6000 kbps. Frame rate 0, preset is quality, profile is high. Look ahead, not checked. Psycho virtual tuning will be on if you have an NVIDIA card. GPIO 0, max B frames 2. Sorry I went through that kind of quick, but you can pause and check these settings. Again, these are pretty well set, but might change depending upon your system. Audio. Thing you need to do here is if this is turned off, set this to default. This will turn on your desktop audio, whatever's coming out of your speakers is what it will pick up. We want to pick up the gameplay audio, so that's what we need. Everything else can stay the same. Video, base, 1920 1080, output, 1920 by 1080, we're not scaling. And we can leave our downscale filter by linear because we are not scaling. If you were scaling, you would want to change this to Lancos. But we're not, so we will leave it where it is. Doing gameplay, so I always do 60 frame rate if I can. I usually can, so I do. If not, set it for 30. 60 or 30, one of the two. And apply. And we're good on our settings. You've also noticed now that we have our audio mixer for our desktop audio. So now we need to add a source to get our game. Click on our sources, our plus button, and we are going to literally do a game capture. We can call it game capture. Again, name it what you would like. So these settings, pretty much I leave the same, except for one. Capture any full screens, grab any game. And you can follow these through SLI. Account for that if you have it set. If you have 2 cards, allow transparency, limit capture frame rate off, capture cursor, yes. Anti-cheat compatibility hooks. Some games will see OBS as being a cheat bot. So if you click this on, you can make sure that the game realizes that, hey, this is something that's not trying to cheat. If you use overlays, like in Steam, turn this on and it'll capture those too. The hook rate I set to fastest. I set this to the fastest that my system can handle, which is usually pretty high. And then you just click OK. And if all you're wanting to do is capture game, you are set. You are ready to go. If you want to add audio over the top, we'll add an audio source. And this requires a little bit of tweaking, but nothing ridiculous. So add audio, wireless go, which is what I use for my mic. Now, again, this will be on your system, but on my microphone, I always add a couple filters. The first one I add is noise suppression. Don't change any settings. Second filter I add is a gain filter. And again, just for my mic, I always set this to 25, seems to give me good output. So now you're pretty much ready to go. At this point, you're going to want to do a couple test recordings before you just jump in and start trying to go for a good recording to start with. Because what you will have to do is you will have to balance your mic input volume with your gameplay output. Games are usually pretty loud. If I were to just leave this set like this and start to record my game right now, you would not be able to hear me talk over the game. So you'll have to go through a couple test recordings to see where you want to set your mic gain and your desktop audio level. I know just from experimenting and working with my system that I want to lower my desktop audio. So to do that, I come down here in this little gear on my desktop audio, right click, advanced audio, and for me, a -15. I'm trying to turn it down. Works well for me. You can adjust your mic level here. The gain filter works better. So now you are ready to record a game with voiceover. And we'll just fire something up here real quick. Come down here and click start recording. And I will start a game. We'll just use this older game here. It loads in a decent amount of time. Doesn't take forever. So now we should be getting sound. We'll just jump in here and play something real quick. Just take a couple shots just to show you everything should be working. Like I said, this game loads nice and quick. And just to show you that you need something that you get over the loud parts of the game. Finish our game, we get out, and we hit stop recording. And we should have a good recording. This is how you record a game using OBS. I hope you found that informative, and I hope you enjoyed. And again, settings are very unique to your own system and how you set everything up. So hopefully that'll give you a base to start with. Again, it requires some tweaking and working with, but that will get you started. Have a good day.